of the 2021 high school football season tonight from Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium in Irving. It's the city's oldest rivalry. The Cardinals of Mac and the Tigers of Irving High meeting for the 56th time. John Nelson along with Rob Williman here, week 7, the second week of October. And my, hasn't this season flown. The Irving Tigers coming off a loss to Nimitz last week in a game you saw on ICTN 50-6. Mac shut out by Jesuit 34-0. So the Cardinals overall in District 7 6A at 1-6, 0-3. The Tigers at 2-4, 1-2 in district competition. Tigers losing to Mac the last 3 years. As the Cards have it teed up, they'll kick from left to right. Tigers in the home uniform, they are dark, and the Cardinals we see on ICTN for the second time. They come in averaging 19 points a game. It is a windy autumnal evening, 69 degrees at kickoff, and a stiff wind out of the north at 14 to 20 miles an hour. Rob, should be a tight one. It's all yours.
All right, John, thank you very much. Cardinals in all white, trimmed in red. And the Tigers in their dark black uniforms with their gold helmets. Jacob Vine back in receiving formation. He did not play last week. He takes the kick at his own 2 to the near side, trying to find some running room and fumbles the football. Ball is loose at the 9, still loose. Could be MacArthur's ball. Let's see. They say they've got it. And they do.
Not a good start for the Tigers. Last man up was Anthony Harris.
And he's a Tiger, so they tried to plead their case and said, hey, we recovered the ball. But they didn't. Vine, who did not play last week, trying to make something happen, trying to be a playmaker. And it ends up hurting the Tigers as they turn the football over at the 5-yard line, John.
Well, they had kind of a lane on the left side. They're closing in tight on Vine. One hits him low. It's poked loose at about the 12-yard line. It rolls, and the Irving Tigers lose the opening kickoff to a fumble as Odemaya comes up with it.
Yeah, Nuama was the one who knocked it free, and it's a fly. Fly in at quarterback, and Fly's going to try to turn the corner. Does not make it. Gets close to the 1. Nice play defensively there. Coming up from the corner was number 2 for the Irving Tigers, Austin Williams, the linebacker. Austin is the playmaker on this defensive unit. You will hear his name quite often, the senior that plays on the second line of defense for the Tigers. But with Fly getting the starting nod instead of Willis, they're going for a much quicker, faster lineup offensively. Henderson to his left. Henderson with the football and in the end zone, but wait a minute, we've got a flag. This could knock the Cardinals back 10 yards with the hold, John.
May have started a little early also. The wide receiver Cam Marzell on the right side may have been a little anxious, but you had some action away from the ball.
Guy Redfern is your referee tonight. And it is the holding call. That's going to knock the Cardinals back 10 yards. They were right there inside the 1, John. Didn't need to do it. Henderson has such good speed. He had the room on the right side, and they come up empty, and now they have to go back 10 yards. So a big break for the Irving Tigers. Nicholas, a leading receiver, split way down to your right. Khalil Fly, 16 of 33 and 2 touchdowns rushing the football. He was a starting quarterback last year on this team, and it's Fly with the keeper to the near side. Fly somehow evades a couple of tackles at the 10 and is upended at the 6-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and goal.
You know, Fly was injured a lot last year, and Glendon Willis came in relief. Did a pretty nice job, but it's Fly's show tonight as he runs to the right. Nice fake to Henderson. Open turf, and Fly able to get inside the 10. But a huge down here, Rob. 3rd and 7. 3rd and goal for the Cards.
And Willis in at quarterback. And it's Henderson just to his left. That is Willis there, number 9. He gives to Henderson, who has great speed and turns the corner and scores. Well, maybe Willis was just brought in somewhat as, hey, this guy's going to throw the football, and instead he just turns right to Brandon Henderson, his 3rd touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals, despite having a holding call at the 1, take 3 more plays after the mistake and score at the 10:18 mark of the first quarter. The wind to the backs of the Cardinals, and you can tell on the extra point it goes all the way to the track. And it's good, and it's an early 7-0 lead for MacArthur.
A short 6-play, 5-yard drive. Started from the 5 following the fumble by the Tigers. 6 plays later, Henderson takes it in from 7. As you mentioned, Willis came back in as quarterback. Nice lead block thrown by Para, number 66. And an easy score for the MacArthur Cardinals, averaging 19 points a game. The Tigers come in allowing 31 through the first 6 weeks.
Good play here is watch Anaya on the corner edge. He just missed the block. He's one of the leading tacklers on this Tiger team, number 22, and 122 to another. The 22 linebacker, Anaya, for the Tigers, he was boxed in on a nice job by the right side of that offensive line by the Cardinals. And that enabled Henderson to score the touchdown, and they've got the early 7-0 lead. If you're a team, either one actually, who doesn't score a lot of points, I mean, both squads average around 12 to 13 points a ball game. Touchdowns are few and far between. Might be a little different tonight since they are so evenly matched. Vine will let this one go out of the end zone. And now the Tigers will have decent field position in their first offensive possession of the ball game.
And they'll begin from the 25. Here's the interior line anchored by Lazo for the Irving Tigers. A lot of seniors on the offensive line. Quarterback, running back, and receivers. We'll see a lot of Escamilla, Perez, Daniel, and Medina tonight. Irving averaging just 15 points a game and 101 yards of rushing a contest.
Daniel and Bowie are in the backfield, and Bowie had a really good second half last week against the Nimitz Vikings. And that ball, is it loose again? The Cardinals say they have it again at the line of scrimmage. It was second or third effort. I don't see any of the officials saying otherwise.
Well, Perry Rakestraw came up with it, unless it was a quick whistle, and the forward progress stopped. Gabriel Hernandez coming on.
I don't see any of the officials, John, that said there was a fumble, I believe. I don't think any of them saw it, so I think they're going to, at this point, it will remain Irving's possession. Nope, they're going to flip the tide, and once again, 2 possessions, 2 fumbles, and MacArthur gets the ball.
Well, number 7 was right. Perry Rakestraw came up with it, and the Cardinals on another short field set up at the Tiger 25.
The pressure starting to mount for the Irving Tiger defensive unit. They have found themselves behind the 8 ball here already, with just a couple of minutes gone by in the first quarter, having to defend on a short field. That is Marzell going off the field, and that will be an illegal substitution against MacArthur, and that will mark them back 5 yards.
Now Willis comes in with a completion rate of about 57%. They average 120 yards of rushing, 90 yards of passing a game.
Thing is, though, Willis has thrown 9 interceptions and only 2 touchdowns this year. And so that has been his downfall.
Now a 1st and 15. Here's the interior line for the Cardinals. 3 seniors, couple of juniors, quarterback, running backs, and receivers.
Willis going deep, has a man. Did he catch it on his back? No. A little bit behind. It looked like he tried to hit Littleton, number 6, on a fly pattern. Littleton with really great speed, had about 3 steps on the defender. And unfortunately, Willis was not able to hit him on the run, and it'll just be an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 15. Well, I like the offensive game plan for these Cardinals. These guys are really opening it up some. This is Nuama, and Nuama runs into that Anaya, who I was talking about earlier, one of the linebackers for the Tigers, John.
Tigers run a 3-4, lay of a nose guard. Your quartet of linebackers. And the secondary.
Nuama, who had been playing primarily on the defensive side of the ball. And look at this lineup. We get a wide shot real quick before they snap the football. They've got about 5 guys at the top of the screen. Well, we don't have that shot, but we'll go ahead and let the quarterback take it right up the side. And
he's got it.
Pretty close. No, he's still got 10 yards to go.
Reached the 20, inside the 25.
That was to Littleton. Littleton was playing in the Wildcat, but that last particular offensive lineup, they had about 4, and they're doing it again. So if we can get a wide shot of this real quick. There we go. It's almost like the swinging gate they do after a touchdown. So they're bringing out all the stops. Halfback pass. Nicholas at the goal line, and incomplete, but they're going to call a pass interference call as Nicholas was interfered with on the halfback option.
Well, he was mugged on the way down. Easy call. Little gadget play. They overloaded, as you said, Rob. They had 5 stacked over to the left. They had 8 men on the line of scrimmage and went the other way.
High school ball, they do 15 yards from the line of scrimmage or half the distance.
15 yards, automatic first down.
Did at about the 12-yard line?
Maybe closer to the 8, half the distance.
Now they're going the full 15.
Well, they are, 6.
Not at the spot of the foul. We have Nuama still in the backfield, number 1, so he's getting some extra playing time. Now they back it up about 3 yards. As Coach Munoz says, hey, that's not the right place.
Yeah, half of 24 is the around the 7.
The Nuama right side, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Not a lot there. The middle plugged up nicely by the Tigers. Noah Leva, the junior defensive lineman, number 90. So it's 2nd down and goal, 8.5 to go here in the first quarter. Irving Tigers with their backs against the wall against their arch rivals from the north side of town. We've got Marzell and Nicholas both split to the near side. Nuama still the tailback. Khalil Fly back in at quarterback. That usually means a run. He's going to put it in Nuama's belly, and Nuama just bounces off 4 Tigers before the pursuit catches up, and around the waist and throw him down is Austin Williams, number 2. Austin, one of those playmaker linebackers. Jaden Sanders, Austin Williams, both of which number 1 and 2 respectively. Get it in the action quite often.
Tigers need a couple of more stops as the Cards creep closer at the 9.
Well, we got Willis back in there. Also the tight end Brian Miranda. Miranda playing tight end to the right. That's Henderson just to the left of the quarterback. And Willis is going to look far side, and he throws a strike. Well done to Marzell, number 3. For Marzell, his 2nd touchdown receiving on the season. And the Cardinals hit the scoreboard again.
Well, let's see. For Willis, touchdown toss number 3. Both scores coming off of Tiger fumbles, so able to cash in on their turnovers rather quickly here in the first quarter.
Marzell ran a little drag route, and Willis threw a strike, leading his receiver perfectly for the touchdown. And Nicholas is in for the extra point and drills that one. So the coach's son, quite good at playing different positions.
Okay, Marzell is the senior. He's the only receiver to that side, and getting there a little late was Jose Diaz, number 20. But Cam Marzell. And the Cardinals now stretch the lead to 14-0. Willis with a nice toss. Kept it away from the safety on the outside shoulder.
Real nice toss. I mean, that was not an easy throw to make. He's on the near hash. He's throwing to the far sideline. Got to put a little zip on the ball. Don't forget, they've got the wind to their back here in the first quarter. They won the toss, deferred, and boy, has that played right into their hands here in the early go.
Yeah, perfectly.
So it's gut check time for Irving High School.
They just need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah. And they need to keep it away from the MacArthur offense as well and try to do something offensively.
Tigers have scored just 18 points over the last 2 weeks.
Vine's going to let that one go to the back of the end zone. And that is Vine to the right, number 3, coming off. He was just about to come in the last series. Didn't play last week. Did not start this week. But now number 3 will check in as you take a look at the defensive starters, John, for MacArthur.
All right, the Cards allowing 36 points a game. There's the down lineman, Tolina, the nose tackle. Linebackers should be pretty busy tonight, Garza and Baptiste. And the secondary.
Irving now with their 2 heavy hitters, if you will, in the backfield. You've got Rashawn Daniel, number 43, and Jacob Vine, number 3. Jacob came in with a little over 300 yards rushing on the season, and Daniel with 289. So that's their 1-2 punch in the backfield, and they got a nice little push there, picked up 5 yards, and sets up second down. A respectable second down. Sanchez split to the near side. Forward on him. Little delay snap. They go up the middle, and that delay did not bode well for the Tigers as Vine tried to get something going. And it's going to be third down and still about 5 yards to go. For Irving, John, it seems like if they can just do the quick hitter, they do so much better than a play that has to develop. That is Garza 42 that was in on the tackle.
See how they used Daniel on this play just behind in the right of the quarterback.
Cardinals bring everyone, and that is a mistake on the route perhaps, but a flag is going to be called against MacArthur. That pass intended for Jovain Sanchez, number 13.
Gabriel Hernandez, number 45, comes on. Yeah, that pass behind him as Sanchez ran towards the middle on a post pattern, and a misconnection there on second down.
Defense number 17. Spot foul.
Yeah, that's against number 17, Hobbs White, who plays on the corner. Other corner is Kavarius Jones, although Ford is playing tonight. Henry Ford, by the way, number 21.
He can motor.
You've been waiting all year for that, haven't you?
Week 7.
Oh, it was worth it.
Brought it out.
It was worth it. All right, reset the yard marker. First down, 10. Here comes Vine. Nice little sidestep, and what could have been a loss of 2 ends up being a gain of 4.
Vine's kind of elusive. He's a senior, had a nice game earlier this year against Pascal. Had a couple of touchdowns and 97 yards of rushing in a win over Pascal, or a loss to Pascal by 6.
There's Coach Nicholas coming back to MacArthur, where he once coached. There's that dive play to Daniel. Didn't Bowie, who's back there with him, number 30, didn't Bowie have like gold shoes on last week?
Yeah, he was easy to spot.
Yeah.
Number 30.
Put him back on. It's easy for us to pick you up. Oh, this is a 3rd and 5. They might have to get a little creative here to get something going.
And this lining up here.
Sampson near side looks a little confused about what should I do. Now you've got 14 seconds before you have to snap the ball, so it's not like you have to get in a hurry. But everyone's in tight, only one receiver out. They go to Vine, right side, and his forward progress will get him to about the 40. And that means another punt. Their first punt. First 2 possessions were fumble, and now punt.
Breezy. It has been windy all day. It's gusting up to 20 miles an hour.
That wind should calm down around the end of the game. Around 10 o'clock tonight, they predict the wind will cease to blow quite as hard. MacArthur, they've got about 8 men on the line of scrimmage. Daniel is the up back. Good snap, and here goes the punter. One of those running gunners, as Roger Birkin almost had it blocked and really got about 10 yards, I think, out of it.
Well, the more he moved to the right to kick, the more Cardinals were in that area to kind of compress that into the field.
Yeah, it looked like what he was trying to do wasn't working.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he actually got that off without a hitch. Third possession for these Cardinals. Twins to the top and bottom, and they just fake the handoff and throw that wide receiver screen to Nicholas, and Nicholas breaks a couple of tackles before he's pushed out inside Irving territory. Nicholas with good speed like his dad. Correct that. That is what, number 6, Littleton. Littleton on that far sideline. Nicholas is on the near. But they're going to bring it back. So a holding call against MacArthur. About the third penalty against MacArthur. Every series they've had the ball offensively, John, they've been caught doing something wrong, but they've been able to overcome it both times.
Yeah, that's going to push them back inside the, right on the 35. That was a good play. Got to him quickly.
Yep. They've got to get to their 45 of Irving High to get a first down. But, I mean, they got a fresh set of downs, so they've got 3 downs to do it. And they go to Henderson. So far tonight, really, John, in this first quarter, I think the Tigers have done a good job of stopping the run. It's been some of the passes that have come back to bite them. One was an interference call in the end zone, and that moved the ball down. They had a fumble at about their own 10, so that made things rough on them.
Nice play by Henry Flores. Had a little bit of assistance, but Flores there to get to the running back first.
Penalty against the Tigers on that play, so MacArthur will take the 5-yard penalty. Keep the first down in their back pocket. Willis chased, tosses, incomplete. Behind the back of his intended receiver, Littleton again. Likes to work that side.
Victor Cantonero, the sophomore, closing in quick on the quarterback. May have hurried the throw, heard footsteps, and had to let it fly.
Well, we don't have a quarterback over there yet for MacArthur. At least from this side, and it's going to be fly. So Willis comes out, so we can see already that Coach Nicholas is kind of alternating players. Henderson, right side. Pushed at the 44 to the 45. Emmanuel Williams, number 5, one of 3 Tigers in on the tackle. Well, a heartbreaking loss. Well, I can't say really heartbreaking, but it was a disappointing loss for the Nimitz Vikings as they took on Jesuit last night. And Jesuit really showed them what type of team they have this year with a 49-14 win. It was 28-14 at the half, but the second half was all Jesuit.
As they remain undefeated.
3rd and 10. Crossing pattern, knocked out of bounds, or knocked free at the last second. Well done again by Williams and company.
Yeah, Williams was the front man, and Anaya was behind the receiver, and Emmanuel Williams able to dislodge it, set up 4th down.
Good coverage by the Tigers. He was triple teamed, actually.
Yeah.
He's pulled it right out of his hands. That's the last minute, so a nice job defensively for the Tigers. And now Nicholas will go back, sitting at his own 32 with the wind again to his back. Nice high kick. Vine muffs it, falls on it, and the Tigers will keep it this time at the 20-22-yard line.
Off the face mask, but able to get to it, secure it. 2 turnovers have cost the Tigers points already here in the first quarter.
Again, Vine did not play last week, so maybe a little rusty. I don't know. Maybe trying to do too much. Took his eyes off of it. And when he did, it fell.
A wind-aided adventure.
4 series for the Tigers just in the first quarter alone, down by 2 touchdowns. Medina with the staggered count. You've got a wide receiver up top that moved.
Offense number 68.
Is that Sampson?
Yeah.
Still first down.
It'll cost him 5.
Just full of mistakes here in the first quarter for Irving High School. Not exactly a way to get some points on the board. Mac coming in here losing their last 5 in a row after winning their first game of the season against Adamson. They played a couple of tough teams too in that pre-district with Lakeview Centennial and Byron Nelson, both really good teams, and then they have to start their district season against Lake Highlands, who many thought would win this thing, but Jesuit has proven otherwise so far.
Lake Highlands and Jesuit, the teams picked to finish 1-2 in the preseason polls in District 7.
Well, whoever the handicapper was did a good job.
Yep.
Medina, 3 steps back, no one to toss to. Does a pirouette, just takes off around the edge. Running for his life, gets over the 20, maybe the 21. He's like, there's nobody to throw to.
Yeah, they were all bottled up here on the near side, did a reverse spin, and able to get something out of it, maybe all of a yard.
The Tigers spent a lot of time throwing the football tonight during warm-up, so I thought, maybe that's a precursor of things to come. The quarterbacks and receivers are out early along with the kickers, and they were doing a lot of throwing. The coaches were working with the receivers. Here comes the blitz again. Medina steps back in the pocket as a man open at the 34. That's going to be good enough for a first down, and Sampson is there for the catch.
I tell you who made that play was Rashad Daniel with a nice block, giving Medina a little extra time. Daniel, number 43.
Cardinals have not been shy here in the early go of throwing in an extra defender to rush Medina. Medina in his junior season. That's Vine to his right, number 3, and Daniel to his left. They go to Daniel, but just a couple of yards. This offense has just struggled, John, trying to find some sort of big play offense.
Yeah, they have been almost in single digits since the Berkner game. I do like Daniel and Vine, though. I need to see a little bit more action out of those two because they're still hitting into the wind. Tough to throw the long ball.
Cardinals play way back in the secondary. They really put people back. Medina crossing pattern, was it intentional or not? I guess they're going to say no, that Escamilla tripped on his own.
The turf monster. He was in the area.
Yeah, the thing is, John, it stops the clock. That means
the
Tigers have to do a 3rd down play. One more play, they have to go against the wind before they can shift ends and shift sides. So if the Tigers can just hold on to the football, Cardinals bring the corners way back, about a good 10 yards off the line. They rush 6, tried to hit Sampson, incomplete, went over his head, and that'll stop the clock and bring up 4th down with 35 seconds to go. Sampson was actually open.
Yeah, just sailed on him.
Yeah.
A little bit too tall, and now a tough punt into the wind.
Sampson a little frustrated there on the sideline, talking to his coaches. And that is Berkshire, number 17, back to punt. Remember the last time, he goes to his right every time. The Cardinals were there waiting for him, but a nice little kick. And fielded at the 40-yard line by Nuama. And Nuama gets the ball over the 40 to the 42, 43-yard line, and the Cardinals will have it again. Probably one more play before we switch sides here at the end of the first quarter.
Did not call for the fair catch, and Nuama able to turn it into some positive yardage, surrounded by a couple of Tigers, but waved off the fair catch and just took off with it.
Living on the edge. Cardinals with their best two receivers to the bottom of your screen there. Nicholas near the sideline, and then Marzell in the slot. Those are your most complete receivers, and it's Marzell who has really breakaway speed. He is wrapped up nicely once again by Emmanuel Williams, number 5, out there in open territory. Williams plays one of the safeties. Jose Diaz, the other safety. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Well, it's been a Cardinal first quarter, all Cards. 2 scores and a couple of turnovers by the Tigers, making the difference after one. We'll be back with the second quarter here in a moment. All right, so it's the beginning of the second quarter with MacArthur on top 14-0. They switch sides, therefore that means the Cardinals will have to throw against the wind. And we'll see, John, whether or not the Cardinals change how they've been playing offensively just because Mother Nature may throw up a challenge to them. I don't know.
Well, there's a difference in protecting a lead and having the lead, and we'll see exactly what you say, Rob, if they flip-flop the QBs or have some of these short possession passes and not risk a turnover heading into the wind.
Littleton is now on the near side, so he always is to the left side of the quarterback. They haven't given it to Henderson as much as I thought they would tonight. Willis evades one. Pretty little pass there on the out for a first down. He hits Marzell, number 3, who plays like a slot receiver. He has the size of a slot receiver, came in with 20 catches, close to 150 yards, had 1 touchdown before tonight's game, and caught one tonight to make it 2. But hey, let's give a little credit to Willis on this play.
Yeah, Marzell able to keep that 1 foot in bounds as he is able to shake loose, does Willis. That's close. Had it though.
Yep, bright pink tape around his cleats tonight. Fly back in at quarterback and nothing doing. And is it free? It's a fumble and picked up by the Irving Tigers, and if it's going to count, it is a touchdown. Austin Williams. It looked like Fly's forward motion perhaps might have been stopped, but they twirled him around. The next thing you know, the football's up in the sky. John, did you pick that one up?
Well, it came from about 35 yards out. It never hit the ground, and Williams, a senior, right there to pick it off. I believe a 35-yard return, and that makes up for 1 turnover, so they're batting .500. That helps a lot.
Extra point is good, and they've cut the lead in half. Oh, my. What a turn of events in just the blink of an eye.
Yeah, just 24 seconds into the second quarter. And was he ever pressured? Fly.
Right about here. Oh, yeah, it just popped up. It hit the ground and then popped up, and here come the Tigers for the touchdown.
Yeah, it didn't bounce twice, and Williams able to get it in midair after the second bounce, or after the first bounce.
Right there is when he lost it, then all of a sudden it just pops in the air, and he's like, oh, thank you.
Let's give him 40 yards.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right place, right time. It all started with a really good Irving Tiger rush defensively. Fly had nowhere to go. Knocked the ball loose, and then during the scrum, the thing just, he gets a gratuitous bounce right into his hands, and off he goes.
Well, you were down 14-0, and this could change everything. You're only trailing by 7. Got a little momentum now, a little shot in the arm.
And let's be honest, John, the way the Tiger offense has been playing, they need the defense to come up every now and then and make a play to keep them into the ball game. Nuama's got some room. Nuama's got blockers. He's at the 45 and is twisted down at the 48. He's mad, and he should be. He had a caravan in the middle of the field, got a little mixed up on what route to take. He could still be running to North Irving by now.
38 yards on the return as he fields it inside the 10. Here's the first opening, cuts it back against the grain, gets a nice stand-up block from number 29, Camacho. And then the chase is on.
You couldn't see it on that angle, but to the left of your screen, he had 4 blockers. Henderson left side, plenty of room. Just slips through 3 Tiger tacklers and will get maybe 7, 8 yards on the play.
Broke a couple of tackles right at midfield. And a nice run. See some of the offensive linemen, Hernandez and Mohammed.
And maybe MacArthur will stick to the running game. Triplets to the top. Back to Henderson to the weak side. He's such a great second and third effort rusher. He just seems to slip through the running backs, to the defenders.
Same play. Henderson this time the ball carry, one of 11 sophomores. Nice, 2 nice 3 blocks. Oh, what a nice avenue.
Yeah, they pulled the right side.
Yeah.
Saran, one of the guys to the right that they pulled.
Saran's about 275.
Going deep again. There's a man wide open. That is caught on the far sideline by Nicholas, number 8. A good throw would have been a touchdown.
Nobody covering that area of the field, and it's just a matter of when the ball is going to come down and how do I make the catch? Hands turned up or hands turned down?
Yeah, Breiler just said, hey, do I call a fair catch?
Waiting. All right, nicely done. You only need 1 foot.
You can tell he's a coach's son, can't you?
Yeah.
He knows what to do. Well versed in the game. Willis back to Henderson, right corner. This is what he did last time for a score. Secondary comes up, meets Austin Williams again, and Austin keeps him out of the end zone. Tigers need a big defensive stand here after the big play defensively by Williams, who picked up the fumble to score. But the Cardinals just look so at ease offensively tonight. They just seem to be throwing all sorts of different gadgets and plays at the Tiger defense. Henderson off right tackle. Is he in? Yes. Brandon Henderson. His second touchdown of the night. And MacArthur answers the call after the turnover led to a touchdown, and the lead again could be 14 after the extra point.
Running behind Hiram Hernandez, number 78. And Henderson adding to his total. He'll have 2 more years.
That's what the pass does for you, John. They had 3 guys to the near sideline. And so all eyes are on, what are they going to do offensively with the wide receivers? And they just do a simple handoff to Henderson.
Takes it in, meets a couple of hard Tigers there at the goal line, but the momentum carries him through.
Akpom, number 75. You see his number there just to the middle of your screen, how he just opens up the hole. Not much that Anaya could do as a linebacker. Akpom's about 300 pounds, and the linebacker's probably 200 if he's lucky.
He's 6'4", and well over 300. So 2 touchdown runs by Double Deuce tonight. Again, the Cardinals coming off a 34-0 loss last week to Jesuit. Before that, a 31-14 loss to Nimitz. Trying to pick up their 2nd win of the year and their 1st district victory of 2021. Team last year that finished, let's see, what were they? 3-6 last year. District-wise, the Cards finished 3-4 a season ago. Just 3 games left in the season. After tonight, it'll be our last look at the Tigers. We'll have the Cardinals and Berkner next week. Homecoming for Mac.
A little pooch kick. It's going to come bouncing around to the Cardinals, and looks like they may have it.
It ricocheted off of 3 players.
Well, well, first of all, there's a flag down here at the 40.
Yeah, there's a penalty right in front of us.
There might have been an offsides against the Cardinals. In fact, the kicker, Nicholas, is so sure of that, he's moved the tee back to the 35. Man, a tip of the hat to the Cardinals and how aggressive they've been tonight. They don't look like a team that has lost 5 in a row, do they?
No, they don't, and that's the advantage of kicking into the wind. It held it up. And there's the indication.
That is Guy Redfern, the referee tonight. Let's go ahead and trying to see exactly how the Cardinals line up to kick it this time. It had some great spin on the ball, didn't it? And like it went
hung up. And
yeah, it just had a reverse spin.
He may give it the full windup. He's backing back 10 yards away from the ball.
I think so. Yeah, kind of. A medium pooch. Best field position for the Tigers tonight, fielded by Escamilla, the tight end. And he's like, great, we've got the ball. There's the head coach, David Munoz. 15 years in coaching. This is his first head coaching job.
He was a defensive coordinator at Haltom. Brought 3 new coaches with him. All right, possession number 5.
God, it feels like their 10th possession, doesn't it?
This is our best starting point, and they have just taken a timeout. Irving High started out the year losing to North Garland 34-7 and snapped that horrible 32-game losing streak in week 2, a 35-34 win over Dallas Molina, but everyone chasing Jesuit. Rangers still unbeaten in District 7 6A. Lake Highlands, Nimitz, and Berkner, a 3-way tie for 2nd. And then the Tigers, the Cards, Richardson, and Pierce comprising the bottom half of District 7 6A.
I feel good about the top 4. Will be the
pretty
playoff
solid
teams.
Yep.
It's just a matter of, you know, who's going to be 3rd and 4th in district, and then you got to look at classification, who has the higher enrollment, who will be Division 1, who will be Division 2. Gophers playing Arlington Martin tonight. That'll be a big game. So Medina, just a little dive play right with little results, just a couple. I've noticed, John, the last couple of series defensively for the Cardinals, pretty much daring them to throw by just getting their corners and pulling them way back. There is Coach Munoz. There he is in his first year here, his first head coaching job, 15 years in coaching. He came into a team that hadn't won a game since 2017, but they've won 2 already, and that's good. Plenty of time. Oh, he's got a man deep. He's got him at the 5 and a touchdown, Sampson. Oh, baby, what a throw.
57 yards. Sampson in full stride.
Sampson had about 3 yards on him. And the Tigers are on the board. Oh, what a pretty pass.
Taking advantage of that wind. And they strike on 2nd down.
Pretty pass by Medina, wasn't it?
Perfect
right
spiral.
in stride. I mean, even with the secondary playing 5 and 10 yards deep, he just ran right past him. Extra point not good, and it's 21-13.
Well, that touchdown coming almost exactly a minute from Henderson's 5-yard run. 57 yards in all, full stride. Pulls away from the safety and the cornerback. Nice over-the-shoulder grab by the junior Kyle Sampson. It's an 8-point game. Ground level look, plenty of time. Just one man in mind, and that's number 9.
He runs by both safeties.
Yeah.
Corner might have thought he was going to have deep help, but regardless, Sampson just had 2 or 3 extra gears than the secondary did. And Medina, again, it started with great protection. Medina also went, I think, 2 or 3 yards deeper in the pocket than he normally does. He was about 7 yards deep instead of 5. And then he just rocked and fired to Kyle, who comes in with the touchdown.
Tigers came in only averaging about 80 yards of passing a game. They've already eclipsed that mark here in the first half.
Let's be honest, John, they're going to have to pass if they have any chance against the Cardinal team. Cardinals have been loading the box. This goes over the head of Henderson, and the Cardinals will start things back up. 1st and 10 with 8:40 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Both bands at halftime.
This is Mac's 6th possession of the half. They punted just once.
One quick note on Munoz taking over. He took over for Eric De Los Santos, who is now a coordinator at Dripping Springs. That program, pretty good year in and year out.
Football in the Syntex.
They have some good ones. Waco Midway used to be real solid for years. Cardinals are not fooled whatsoever on that play, as they tried some sort of reverse to no avail. That was Abramson, wasn't it, believe in number 86, who tried the reverse.
He ran right towards Anthony Harris, but Harris kind of stood his ground and forced him back towards the outside.
Littleton and Marzell split to the near side. Number 22 just to the right of Willis has been in the ball game for most of the snaps here in the first half at running back. Very seldom will you see maybe Darrell Smith, number 5, come out there. Cardinals also experimented with the 2-quarterback system early on. Fly came in on occasion. A lot of times on a goal line situation, they'd bring him in. But for the most part, it's been on the shoulders of Glendon Willis, number 9. And a timeout called by the Cards.
Head coach Nicholas took over from Billy Skinner, who is now the head coach at Arlington Lamar. They only had 4 starters returning on offense, 5 on defense, and by Coach Nicholas's own admission, they've got to develop across the board and really load up on some depth next year. 1-6 overall this season.
This is what the Cardinals have done so far. Started off with a big win over Adamson, and then they found out things can get a little tough in North Texas. Byron Nelson, who has a good team, I thought Byron Nelson was pretty good. Watched them play, but then they struggled all mightily against Southlake. So you're like, okay, Southlake's really good. Lost to Lake Highlands, and then lost their next two to Nimitz and Jesuit. So Cardinals have, air quote, the easy schedule left to finish their season. They could make a run and win 3 in a row.
Well, the Tigers are not in bump coverage. They're playing about 12 yards off the ball on the wideouts.
Mitchellus with a great catch here at the 32. The Tiger secondary, like John said, all four. It wasn't a cover 2, it was a cover 4 basically.
How did he get that ball between Harris and Cruz?
I have no idea. Great concentration.
And right there, there's not much room at all.
You only need 1 foot. But the reason that the Tigers played such deep, they wanted the Cardinals to throw in front of the sticks, and so if that was their goal, it worked, because the Cardinals are going to have to punt. Mitchellus goes high to grab that one. Well, that was an athletic move on his part. The ball will die somewhere past the 33. Yeah, right, maybe right at the 33. Austin Williams applying the pressure on the punter. And now here are the Tigers with plenty of time, 7.5 minutes before intermission, down by 8. And let's see if they opt to go to the air again, John.
7:28 left in the half. Need a couple of first downs. Nice time-consuming drive, possibly. All things being perfect.
They just have to give Adrian time if he's going to throw. Vine sidesteps and manages perhaps the line of scrimmage. Cardinals with very good pursuit. Rakestraw stays at one of the safeties along with Keyshawn Ford. On to Barris on the line.
We've also got McChester in. Elijah McChester, number 40.
Flip-flopping some guys defensively. We go back over here to Sampson. Sampson's speed turns the corner at the 40. He's going to go at the 10. Tigers score again.
67 yards.
So here's the key. Give it to number 9 in the open field. That was just a simple toss in the flats to Kyle Sampson.
Well, I'll tell you what, Medina, percentage-wise, having a pretty good night.
How long was that, John? 50-something yards?
67 yards.
67 yards for Sampson. His longest catch was 50 yards coming into tonight's game. So he breaks that one with one play. And now the coaching staff said, hey, we got to call time. We've got to come back. We've got to figure out what we're going to do because we got to go for 2.
It's the extra point on their last touchdown. Well, we have seen some big plays here in the first half. A 57-yard pass to Sampson. This one covering 67. And the junior with a couple of long scores tonight to keep his team into the game.
You notice he got a nice lead block by Daniel, his running back.
Right on the sidelines.
Yeah, it was like 2 running backs came out like a running back screen. Watch here, watch 43 to the left of your screen. Now to the right, right there. Opened up the hole. And then it was all Sampson once he got loose. Yeah, I think he can win a couple of foot races, don't you?
Might as well just watch that number get smaller. Number 9.
Escamilla, the only guy out right now on the try for 2. They fake one side. They go in the end zone. Oh, he was trying to hit one player. And he had a guy trailing in the end zone and a little mix-up. He tried to get Escamilla, but he really had, was it Daniel 43 was all by himself in the corner.
Or Gabriel Hernandez, I believe. Hernandez was right on the in line and may have been better off
going that direction.
Go that way. It stays a 2-point game.
So it's another possession for Irving to try to get the lead. Who knows what kind of field goal they could try to get. I mean, it is, you know, if they're close enough, if they get, like, say, within the 10, they could try a field goal.
All right, let's take a look at the 2-point attempt by Medina.
Like the call.
Rolls out, has a man short, has a man deep, and this is both of them, and it stays 21-19.
You're right, Gabriel Hernandez, 45, was the one wide open. I don't know who he's trying to get that to.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the up back. Berchan will tee it off with the wind to his back, but they let it go. Nuama takes it at the goal line. Remember last time he almost busted it, and he could do it again, and he might. He's at the 45, the 50. Nuama, only one man to get him, and that's the kicker. At the 5, touchdown, Mac. Oh, we got a flag back at the 32.
Oh, 99 yards. And a flag down at the near side on the 30. They've had a push in the block, a push in the back.
Coming back. All right, so if you're the special teams guy for Irving, just don't kick it anymore. Do the pooch kick. Remember how we used to make fun of the pooch kicks?
The short directional
Not so
kick.
Now. Just go ahead and do it. Don't kick it to him. That's 2 in a row. Well, there's 2. Well, there's another flag also at the 21.
Well, that's a shame. He caught the ball at the 1. His momentum carried him back to the goal line. Came out with it.
They're asking Coach Munoz, I guess, just which penalty do you want to take? Well, you want to take the one that'll push him back the most, to be quite honest.
As you said, there's one at the 21. There was one here at about the 34. That's too bad.
22, one at the 22, one at the 32. Let's hear the call.
That penalty's going to decline. We got blocked float away. That penalty's been accepted. We're penalized for foul, half of this illegal, first down.
So they forget the hold to do the other illegal block. And the thing is, John, I don't think they needed those blocks, do you?
Not the way he was. Yeah, right at the goal line, and then has a little head fake, a little shoulder shake. Split the crease right here at about the 25, and the race is on.
There was the holding right there. You can see that one. That was just to the right of your screen. And then the illegal block, the chop block, I believe that was the first block we saw roll into our screen at the very beginning back at about the 20. Kicker almost got him at the 5, but almost doesn't count. Meanwhile, a huge break for the Tigers. Here comes Fly. Fly tippy-toes maybe to the 15. Williams up there to make the tackle. And big number 90, which is Noah Leyva, also in there. Noah came in wearing 99, but tonight he's wearing 90.
Junior, he'll be back, nose guard.
Yeah, he's a good-sized specimen to play that nose tackle, isn't he?
Blots out the sun.
Fly did manage to get 5 on that one. Fakes, keeps, hammered. Cantarero, number 7, first one to wrap up on the quarterback. Get some help by Anthony Harris, number 11, but big old number 7. He was Johnny on the spot. He did not take the bait on the fake handoff.
Really had him bottled up. Lost a yard and a half.
Oh man, we're gonna have fun with the stats at halftime, aren't we? And the highlights. John's gonna decipher all that for us at the half, plus both bands, drill teams.
We got it all.
Fly has been replaced, and the pass almost intercepted. Did it hit the ground? Well, another flag. Willis back in at quarterback. That was underthrown, but I believe it's going to be a pass interference call perhaps against the Tigers right around the 25-yard line.
Cards have one timeout going into the win.
Defense number 22. Spot foul, automatic first down.
I believe he said 22, Anaya.
I believe that's what it, yeah.
Pass interference. So there's plenty of time left on the clock. Both teams with only one timeout. Cardinals go back to the twin set at the bottom and the top receiver-wise. And they go right side, it's picked! Into the end zone, number 20. Touchdown, Jose Diaz. Oh, my.
20 yards untouched.
Didn't see that coming, Mr. Nelson.
Ew. Went to the short side, and Diaz right there.
John, would you have to say this has been a crazy first half?
Well, there have been runs, fumbles, passes, interceptions, a 99-yard touchdown call back. And now the Tigers in the lead.
We've had everything. Drama, suspense, crazy plays, extra points that are good. And the one thing the extra point does, it gets it over that field goal. Can't help it. 26-21, now it's up to 5 instead of 4.
Well, they've overcome 2 missed extra points, 2 fumbles that cost them touchdowns, and in the lead for the first time.
Diaz plays safety. Boy, he jumped that route, didn't he?
Boy, your eyes light up, ball's coming your way. Boy, he had 2 receivers. I don't know who was throwing it to on the near side. Both receivers for the Cards were kind of shoulder to shoulder, not much room. Here's a better look at it. See that congestion, and Diaz, easy picking.
Here's something I didn't see coming in. An Irving Tiger defense that scores 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Well, let's see. They've got 26 points. That is the most since week 2 when they scored 35 in the win over Molina.
But it's the defense.
All right.
Doing the work. And that's, I mean, let's be honest, they've got to do that.
Fumble recovery, now the interception.
Oh, look. We're not going to kick it. And it's fumbled. Do the Tigers get it?
They do.
Nicholas couldn't handle it at the 28. It bounces to the 30, and the Tigers get the ball back.
Malik Wilkins recovers for the Irving Tigers.
Oh, you know there has to be a penalty, right? Oh, there is.
Where is it? Where is it?
At the 40, near side.
Yep, I see the mustard on the lettuce.
There's been too much mustard on the ground tonight.
Yellow on the green.
Hey, both teams have had their fair share of mistakes, penalties that have wiped out touchdowns and turnovers, and we jokingly said, well, maybe they ought to start pooch kicking, and they did. And you know, they were with the win this time.
This isn't Halloween night, is it?
Hey, we're close, aren't we? Well, it's just the 15th. We've got 2 weeks.
A lot of interesting things happening that favors both teams.
Oh, what a fun first half.
Yeah, we've got 47 combined points. It was 14-0 Cards at the end of the first quarter.
Do you know? Probably another pooch kick, I'd say.
Well, let's see. The return men are at about the 10.
You just do not want to kick it to Nuama, and they're not going to. They go to Henderson, who tracks that one down in the end zone and decides to bring it out. Could be costly or could be a bright move, and it could be +7. No, he gets turned around at the 35 and down to the 37. You know, that's one of those, what are you doing? Yeah, way to go kind of plays.
Well, the Tigers overran the pursuit. It was bobbled at about the 2-yard line. And from about 4 yards deep, Anderson came out with it. Another squirrely play. No, it was deeper than that, about 6 yards deep. Scanning the secondary, trying to find an opening.
I don't think everyone's staying in their lanes.
No, not tonight. At least not on that one.
Henderson off right tackle. 8, maybe 9. Pushed out of bounds.
Nice fake to Littleton on the near side. And Henderson with ample running room. Adds to his rushing total. Has 2 touchdown runs tonight.
Close to 40 yards rushing. Seems like he has more. Well, he's now got 45 after that run. And a first down. That'll stop the clock. Again, both teams with just 1 timeout.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Another
there it
flag.
is. Laundry. Yellow color variety.
You know, John, I can take the turnovers, the interceptions, the fumbles.
But at this point, let them play.
Yeah. But the penalties, you know, at the same time, that, you know, probably instructed, hey, don't let the kids get out of hand since it is a crosstown game.
Play. On sportsmanlike, no 75. On sportsmanlike, on number 44. Does each player's first on sportsmanlike of the half.
The old double unsportsmanlike. Guy Redfern is your referee. Brad Ellis, Jerry Gosser, Paul Martin, Jeff Moody, and our clock operator, Wally Banks. They have been busy. They have made their notations. What do we got, about 80 yards in penalties here in the first half?
At least. Feels like 1,000.
Yeah. Drive started at the 37.
Cardinals have not changed up a lot since they tried some trickery early on when they went for like the swinging gate or stacked one side higher than the other. They go to Littleton, and Littleton is, well, I started to say wrapped up behind the line. How did he get out of that?
Now that little hitch screen that could have been a 3-yard loss turns into a 7-yard gain.
Harris, one of many Tigers who had their hands on him. And he gets away.
Ground level, Littleton the sophomore. Should have been down right there and right there. Slips both tackles, evades another, eludes a third, and is leveled at about the 43.
His speed helped him a few times. Now they're going to go back to that play that bit him earlier to Marzell, and Marzell gets maybe 3 yards on the play. This time the Tigers wrap up.
Has a nice tackle down low by Diaz.
Closing in on 3 minutes, still plenty of time. And this time the Cardinals opt for the triplets. Watch number 3, he's the closest to the line as a wide receiver. Gaddis with a lot of time to throw the football, and he gets it out to a wide open man across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Hit the tight end again, number 19, which is Miranda. Miranda just waited pretty much for his quarterback to need some help and kind of delayed the play and got out there.
Yeah, Willis chased by Cantanero and just throws it up, picked off nicely by Miranda.
Yeah, he had to contort the body a little bit to the center of the field to come up with that. And once again, Miranda will line up tight to the right. Triplets near side. Henderson. maybe 4.
Not happy about the tackle. They've done that numerous times tonight, Rob. They'll line up 3 to the near side and go to the other way to Henderson.
He scored that last touchdown for MacArthur the same way.
Another 3 receiver set here.
Yeah.
They've got time.
Under 2 minutes. Marzell in the flat, has blocking. Run out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Now they let him get loose. That is a big play with 1.5 minutes left. Plenty of time.
I think the Tigers are fairly fortunate he didn't score.
I thought he was.
The numbers were more on the side of the Cardinals that time. They had 3 blockers and Marzell out there in the flat. And just the fact that he ran out of room on the sideline is the only reason why he didn't score. Ball at the 16. Play clock down to 5. One-on-one coverage at the top. Henderson in the middle and not much there.
Well, they go to the ground hoping that Henderson could squirt through, but not that time.
Not in a hurry. Cardinal coaching staff said just take your time. Nicholas at the top. 2 tight ends, Miranda and Walker. So they're running double tights for the first time. They fake to Walker. Quarterback is hit, and the ball just sails on him. And that's because of pressure by Irving that made that play defensively.
Yeah, Willis a little slow to get up, really hammered after he threw it.
Both Harris and Cantonera, number 7, in on the quarterback. It does stop the clock at 3rd and 9. The question is, with you could cut it to 2 points with the field goal here for the Cardinals. And you got an entire second half, and the Cardinals get the ball to start the second half. So maybe they'll go for it. Who knows? Plenty of time across the middle. Touchdown, Littleton.
15-yard reception by the sophomore.
Let's give the offensive line a little credit there, as they had to wait for Littleton to clear the zone. He came in with just 14 catches coming into tonight's game. But a big one there that put the Cardinals back on top by a point. I'm surprised they don't go for 2, John.
Yeah, I thought they would. Make it a 3-point game.
What does the chart say? I think the chart says to go for 2. Because the extra point does no good, technically. It's just, a 2-point lead. But if they'd have gone for 2, then a field goal by the team could have tied it. But here's a replay.
Well, the snap was low, but wide open at the goal line was Littleton. Able to go down low on a knee, roll over and secure it.
Look at all the protection he has. That's been the key on a couple of big plays tonight, one by Irving and one by MacArthur, and that's been the quarterback getting enough time for the play to develop. All right, 46 seconds left. Shoot, somebody can score again, can't they?
Well, they've got a timeout also.
We haven't had a lot of these, John, but the first half's going to be about an hour and a half. Usually they're about an hour.
Yeah, about 60 minutes.
Yeah. But because of all the scoring, 4 touchdowns per side, and the turnovers and the penalties, you've been getting your money's worth tonight. Vine's going to grab that one at the 16. Vine up the middle. Hurdles to the 44-yard line with 39 seconds to go. What do you do if you're a Tiger coach right now? Do you go for it all?
Well, all the scoring by the Tigers have come here in the second quarter. Take advantage of the wind. Maybe hope for a flag. We've seen numerous penalties tonight.
All right, just give it to Simpson.
What does the chart say?
Go to Sampson.
You just looked at it.
Go to Sampson. There he is, one-on-one coverage. He's got a step. Oh, and complete at the 10.
It was there. Great pass. One-on-one on the near side. I'd like to have that one back. Can't throw it any better. Just a streak pattern on the near side.
I thought Medina, watch to the right of your screen. He got hit right at the end.
I mean, it's there. Right there.
If he could have changed his route to just he was going straight down the line. If he could have adjusted just a little bit to his left. They said, we're still going to go for it. Medina, incomplete.
No flag.
Nope, a little more rush that time, a little more pressure. So 27 seconds to go. I would just run this one if I was Irving. I mean, you don't want...
I would say that's in your favor. Yeah.
You don't want the Cardinals to... If it's an incomplete pass, the Cardinals get the ball back with, say, 18 seconds to go. If it's not a good kick, or the way the Cardinals have been applying the pressure tonight on the special teams, that you never know. And I think this looks like a handoff. Maybe not. Sampson again. Medina, very wisely, does not force the issue.
Our receivers were well covered. Protection kind of broke down.
I'd like to see if maybe in the second half, if the Cardinals might double team Sampson a little bit.
I'm sure that's in
So
discussion.
So you get that one-on-one coverage. Cardinals wait a while, John. They let some time run off the clock and call time. We'll have to see how much time is on the clock. There was some time left.
I believe about 3 seconds. It's the Cardinals that say, no, the timeout has been granted.
Yeah, they waited a little bit too long, I think, to call the time. Only thing I can figure out is that they're going to try to go for the block punt. I mean, but the way their return team has been tonight, more so in kickoffs than punts.
Oh, you could run wide and kill the clock. I mean, you could not punt it, just run wide, run out the clock, and there's a half.
Well, 10 seconds is a long time, I think.
Is it 10? Yeah.
Yeah, 10 seconds I think is a long time for the kicker, Burchin, to run around.
Yeah, no choice here.
Nuama at his 35 for MacArthur.
Oh, dropped it.
Picked up at the 45.
Penalty flag back near the punter.
Are they going to say he ran into him?
Well,
Chance Ware pleading his case
of it.
Number 4. And we got 2 seconds to go, and that's going to give maybe holding against Irving. If you're MacArthur, if you take the penalty.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker, number 4. 15 up, true spot, automatic first down.
So yeah, that's Chance Ware, number 4, call for running into the kicker. So I guess he didn't get any piece of it at all.
Yeah, I'd like to see this again. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's dropped. He's kind of free meat at this point, but then really blindsided as Ware got all of him.
I always thought if you dropped the football, all bets were off.
Yeah, all bets were your free meat.
Yeah.
And it's spotted at midfield.
Yeah, this sets up an interesting situation here for the Tigers. They can do the old Hail Mary The play clock has not started yet, and now they get the whistle to start the play clock. So he's got, looks like he's in no hurry to get out there.
Well, the DBs are back all the way to the 15-yard line.
Tigers have one timeout remaining if they don't get this off in time, but they've got 9 seconds. 3 to the top. Vine is to the near side. Cardinals in the prevent, and the quarterback very wisely, Medina, will just run that out of bounds and play for another day. I don't think we've called such a wild first half in a couple of years, John.
54 combined points.
Turnovers galore. The defense side running for touchdowns. Quite entertaining, and that's only a half. We've got the band, the drill team, and then second half action. When we come back, stay with us.
(28-26), the Cardinals leading the Irving Tigers here at halftime, our District 7 6A game of the week. Let's go down to the field and enjoy the sights and the sounds of the Irving MacArthur Marching Band.
Cardinal Weekly winners include Teacher of the Week, Mr. Rojas. Most Spirited Dancer, Morgan Massey. Rookie of the Week, Sofia Flores Lete. Cardette of the Week, Sadie Taylor. The Toy Tiger Spirit of the Week is Dana Macias. The Toy Tiger Dancer of the Week is Victoria Higgins. Toy Tiger Teacher of the Week is Mr. McKee. Toy Tiger Department of the Week is Theater. The Toy Tigers are under the direction of Tasha Franklin and Lucy Lucy. In the spirit of friendship and sportsmanship, the two drill teams will join together to perform their traditional kick routine to Magnificent Seven. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to halftime, featuring the MacArthur High School Marching Band. We are pleased to present our 2021 production entitled Summertime. Musical selections tonight include Summertime by George Gershwin, Imaginarium by Randall Stanbridge, and I See the Light by Glenn Slater and Alan Meakin, and Summer Medley. Music is arranged by Evan Van Doren. The band is under the direction of Ana Hinojosa, Marcus Cardenas, Joe Aguilar, and Tommy Griffith. Drum majors for the band are Jaime Barcenas, Kevin Almaraz, and Grayson Ura. Soloists are Nicole Sumaban, Jonathan Roman, Miguel Balkas, and Christian Salcedo. The band members of the week are Yaniva Medina, Mauricio Flores, Samantha Ramirez, and Mildred Cervantes. Drum majors, is your band ready? We'd like to congratulate the MAC Band for receiving a Division I this past weekend at the Region 41 UIL Marching Contest and advancing to area. Good luck at Area Band.
.54 combined points here in the first 24 minutes. The Cardinals leading the Tigers 28-26, scoring galore. The Irving Tigers not securing the opening kickoff. In fact, they had back-to-back fumbles setting up MacArthur's first two touchdowns. And the first touchdown coming on a Jabarian Henderson 7-yard run. That coming with a game not even 2 minutes old. And then a couple of minutes later, Cam Marzell on the receiving end of this 9-yard toss to make it 14-0. Irving Tigers get on the board, a little crisscross handoff, and then it's jarred loose. Austin Williams able to pick it up and traverse 40 yards to make it 14-7. That coming just 14 seconds into the second quarter. So the Tigers on the board, hoping for more, but number 22, Henderson, with a 5-yard run to pay dirt to make it 21-7 with 9:34 left in the first half. Tigers wanting more, and they get more. Kyle Sampson on the receiving end, 57 yards in all. This catch and run made it 21-13. Extra point, no good. And the Tigers are closing in. Sampson eclipses at 57 yards by 10 as he scampers 67 to make it a 21-19 game. That coming with 6:35 left in the half. Henderson has picked up. Jose Diaz intercepts his pass and takes it in 20 yards. Made it 26-21. And then Tyler Littleton on the receiving end of this 15-yard pass to make it 28-26. That completed a nice 63-yard drive. The Irving Tigers with 5 first downs to the Cardinals 9. Mack 10 of 17, 1 interception. Irving 3 of 7 in the passing department. The Cardinals 96 yards up top. The Tigers with 137. Mack with 172 total yards. The Tigers with 150. Each team with 2 turnovers and loads of penalties. A total of 100. The Cardinals drew 7 flags for 60. The Tigers 5 flags for 40 yards. 28-26. The Cardinals lead it. The Tigers last beat Mack back in 2017, but they're well within this one, just trailing by 2. Let's enjoy now the Irving Tiger marching band. fine and enjoyable halftime performance by both bands. 28-26, Cardinals on top. They'll receive the second half kickoff, and we'll have it for you right after this break.
Well, can we duplicate what a wild and crazy first half we had here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium between the Irving Tigers and the MacArthur Cardinals? What a fun first half that was. On the dark side of that, you had 4 turnovers and 100 yards and penalties. So, you know, I go for the excitement and entertainment value, and that was a fun first half indeed. The second half, the Cardinals will get the football. They will have the wind to their back in the third quarter. It seemed like both teams passed extremely well when they had the wind to their back. So if you're the Irving coaching staff, you're like trying to keep them at bay the best you can here in the first half or in the third quarter, and just wait for your offense to light up the sky in the fourth quarter. Tigers will be kicking right to left. This is the 56th meeting between these two schools. And there is the kicker there, Roger Birkin, at his own 40. Now these Cardinals ran one back for a score and then almost ran back a second for a score, so they're going to try to pooch it. But it backfires as Littleton just watches that one go out of bounds, and they'll move that up another 5 yards, and the Cardinals will have excellent field position for their first offensive series here in the second half.
There were a myriad of ways to score in the first half, and we saw about every conceivable way. I've not seen a field goal, but who knows, that could be the difference tonight.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. 5 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So
Makes
Cardinals
this field even shorter.
Yep, Cardinals will get it at their own 37. Temperature has not gone down too much since game time. It's around 67 degrees. The wind blowing left to right.
Maybe not as strong as the outset.
This is Henderson, who runs up the back of his right tackle, Nigel Akpom, number 75, and then there were the Tigers there to close the deal. And Henderson will lose just a couple on the play.
You know that he's a marked man this second half.
Oh, yeah.
But keep an eye on Marzell. I mean, Marzell and Littleton, very effective.
Well, they actually have 3 good guys if you throw in Nicholas. Marzell 3, Littleton 6, and Nicholas number 8. All 3 have done a great job out in the secondary. And Willis will drop back, and he's going to go deep, and he overthrows his intended receiver. He tried to hit Littleton. A little entanglement, if you will, at the 35 by Sanders, or correct that, Harris, number 11. And the cornerback, Cruz, number 12. 12, Cruz, his job was to guard Littleton, and I think even though there was contact, John, the ball was just too far gone.
Yeah, they tried to go deep. There's a coverage one-on-one at about the 40. Anthony Harris in coverage.
So it's second down in about 11. A low snap and a sack from behind. Cantarillo, number 7. The old blind side tackle goes right around the right tackle of Akpom, and the Tigers force a punt on the first series.
Victor Cantanero just planted him, just pancakes the quarterback, and a huge loss.
A little quicker than the right tackle, and he's able to use his speed to work around the block and get the sack. Here comes the rush. And the kick toward Vine takes a hop and bounces right through Hines' legs inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So if you're the Irving Tigers, you got to feel pretty good about that first series.
Yeah, they hold them. They had a 2nd and 8 sack, 3rd and long. And they have it at their own 29. Could be worse. Got to go into the wind here for the next 10+ minutes.
These teams, both of these teams, average about 2 touchdowns a game. Well, they've doubled it. Each side has doubled it just in the first half. You can't expect both sides to keep the same type of intensity alive in the second half. This is Daniel. Daniel wrapped up, but not until he gets 5 yards.
I really thought we'd see a lot of Daniel on the ground in the first half, and perhaps they really want to use him more here in the second half. He's the bigger of the 2 backs.
Especially throwing into the breeze like they've been doing. And will the Cardinals adjust when it comes to Kyle Sampson, number 9? He's at the very top of your screen. One-on-one coverage at that point, but look at the cornerback. He just dropped off 7 yards right before the snap. But Nina has nowhere to go. He might have got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Option keeper, but the Cards weren't biting. They had Chance Ware and Odemaya there.
Problem was there was no option.
No. Number 1 and number 37, the bottom of the pile here.
Credit 34 Ontiveros for forcing Medina inside back to the pursuit. Now they got Sampson to the bottom of the screen. 4 receivers out. Medina caught from behind. He fumbles the football. Cardinals say they have it, and they do.
Dropped Weather quickly, number 34, last man up. Ontiveros, the senior, number 34, on the fumble recovery, and a short field here for the Cards as they set up shop at the Irving 30.
What would Yogi Berra say? What would Yogi say?
Deja
vu. All over again.
Really walloped from the back by Ware.
And folks, if you're just catching the game now, what we mean by that is this is what the Tigers did on their first possession of the ball game as they turned it over. They fumbled. So the 5th turnover in this ball game tonight. And Henderson goes left side. Now he goes right side.
Hey, it's Barry Sanders.
And he still has running room. Look at there. Fresh set of downs.
Huge gain. They had him bottled up at the line of scrimmage, then he reverses course. They just, took what he wanted.
Probably
18-yard gain.
Of all the players on the field tonight, he is the most slipperiest of them all.
Yeah, he's very elusive. Had him dead to rights against the grain and runs 18 yards.
They fake it to him. They go to Marzell. Marzell with the block with Littleton out in front to the 3. And another first down and 1st and goal for the Cardinals.
Oh, those turnovers, they come back to haunt you every time.
You wonder, don't you, a little bit, I do at least, how an offense can look so good in one series for MacArthur and then the next series.
Marzell may have hurt his wrist. He was holding his left hand. He's out now.
Full house backfield right side. Henderson at the 1, pushes, and they said he's down at the half-yard line.
Very, very close.
Henderson thought he had it. Good 2nd and 3rd effort by the youngster, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Very, very short yardage to go. A unique lineup, John. It's like 2 fullbacks to the right. A tight end to the right. They fake it. No, they don't. They give it to the right side and a touchdown.
his third. Number 22, Brandon Henderson, the sophomore, is coming from a yard out.
Well, with 2 more years left of eligibility, he will do nothing but get better and better. He's already a nice little addition to that backfield. Extra point, did it go wide right? No, it went in. And so it's now 35-26 in favor of MacArthur.
Well, this short 30-yard drive capped off by the Henderson 1-yard run. Fumble costing the Tigers another touchdown tonight. That's a third. And a hat trick tonight for Double Deuce. This last year, let's see, last year was 35-14 Cards. They lead it now 35-26. Last victory by the Tigers over the Cardinals came 4 years ago. Able to eke out a 24-20 win.
Cardinals taking their time to come out.
These two teams have been playing since the late 60s. Here's the result since 2009. Cards have won the last 3. From 09 to 12, they won 4 in a row. And as Rob said, meeting for the 56th occasion. A lot of coaches, a lot of changes through the years, but the series continues. Second week of October.
And the Tigers will let that one go into the end zone. Sampson said, nah, I'm gonna save my strength for a long touchdown pass.
Next week, our game of the week, right back here. It's homecoming for the Cardinals. They'll entertain Richardson-Berkner. We saw Berkner earlier this year.
There's
Richardson High, right?
Coach Nicholas, his first season. First job was in 1998 at Travis Middle School. Coach Mike Farda, a couple of years down the road, offered him a job at Nimitz, almost took it. As Daniel goes right up the pipe. About that time, though, he moved up to MacArthur and was a defensive coordinator at the very end. Was with Irving, believe it or not, in 2016 and through 2018 before he moved on. Quick snap. And right side and plenty of mileage for number 30, Bowie.
There's your man, number 30, Zachary Bowie.
Quick huddle.
They're going tempo.
Yep. Moving it up a little bit. Bowie got about 50 yards last week against Nimitz, kind of in mop-up duty, so you really didn't know what the gentleman can do. Another penalty flag. Surprise, surprise.
That one dropped late after the play.
Talina, number 51, wrapped him up. I know what the refs are doing. They're trying to keep the chippiness down.
Face mask.
That's a face mask. That's 15 yards. Remember when we used to have the 5-yard variety?
Holding or grasping the face mask was 5. Tugging or pulling it was 15.
Now it's just 15 regardless.
Yeah. It'll be Richardson. It'll be the Eagles and the Cards next week. Our second look at Richardson High.
Vine will now be in the backfield. Tigers have gone back to the triplets to the top and a single receiver to the near side, and they go to Vine on the option play. Vine maybe a yard. Wrapped up nicely by Garza, 42, who is in on the tackle.
Vine this year has 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 touchdown reception.
Wilkins going out for the Tigers. Also Hobbs White in on the play. Play clock down to 15. Second down, 9. Both teams able to move the football. This is at mishandled play. Cardinals say we've got another turnover. How about turnover number 4? And they do.
Well, they need a handle on that ball tonight. 2 handles. Well, it is a giving season, and we're underway with that.
Talina, number 51, was the man that come up with the football. And just as you think the Tigers are finding their stride offensively, they have the turnover. We're up to what, 6 turnovers tonight total?
2, 4, 5, 2 here in the third.
Yeah, so there were 4 at the half, so yeah. Will MacArthur try to go ahead and put the old proverbial stake and the dagger in? Well, he's got plenty of time to throw, and Willis hits Henderson. Nice grab at the 35. He's tripped up and down to the 22. But what a grab by Henderson. Comes up a little gimpy there. He came out of the backfield, so once again he had to have a lot of time to throw the ball. He's hurting a little bit. He's going to go to the bench and take a rest, but Willis threw it a little low, and Henderson had to go down to grab that one off the shoestrings, and he did such a great job with it.
36 yards on the pass and run.
He's a fun guy to watch play. Handoff Nuama. Nuama, good speed. Nuama rattles off about 8 or so. Austin Williams with the tackle there. Irving Tiger defense called upon once again to try to stop the line of attack by the Cards. They've done it a couple of times tonight with touchdown results. They're down by 9, and the third quarter is rattling off pretty quickly. Fake to Nuama. Come over here to the near side to Fly. Fly into the end zone, touchdown. They move Fly out to the wide receiver spot. He's got some moves. He can dance. And the Cardinals are on the board again.
Broder Nicholas was the one that had that block on the near side that gave Fly about an extra 10 yards if we see it again, but another touchdown pass and another score for the Cards.
Bad snap. Quarterback picks it up. The holder does. Throws in the end zone and almost completes the play. Littleton is your holder. It's funny, you've got a couple of receivers out there. Nicholas is the kicker. Littleton is the holder. It was a bad snap. The rush was just too strong. I don't see any flags like there was an offsides or anything, or do we?
I haven't seen one yet. Well, this completes a nice 60-yard drive. Here's number 8 with his block on the near side as he was able to contain number 14, Cruz, and then Fly takes it the rest of the way. Ground level look. Here's your defensive back look.
And there was your block there to the left of the screen.
Yeah. Broder Nicholas with a nice block.
Oh, a little shake and bake and got him to leave his shoes.
Quarterback slash receiver. Very versatile.
Now that's a new twist. Like you said, he's been hurt, so we haven't seen Fly much this year. And he just adds an extra dimension offensively for the Cardinals when he's out there. He can do all sorts of things. Quarterback, running back, can be a receiver. Sampson will let that one pass by him, and just like that, the Tigers are down by 15. But hey, they've been down by 14 already tonight, so nothing out of the ordinary.
Turnovers have cost them 28 points tonight. 28. Came in defensively, allowing 31. And I'm sure the defense would love to have the offense put together a pretty nice drive to give them some rest.
Yeah, they're all huddled up behind the bench right now. A couple of coaches talking to him about what they've got to do, but you're right. They've got to rest. And Medina, he just looks up, and next thing you know, Chance Ware, number 4, is breathing down his neck.
Ware's had a nice game tonight.
He has. Coming off the edge, left-hand side.
It's one of those lookout blocks that didn't happen. Backside is so vulnerable for a right-handed thrower.
And see, now Ware's on the other side. Plays like a defensive end. Handoff, near side, fine. The hole closes very quickly before he's brought down by Julian Garza, number 42, the linebacker. They play a 3-4. A lot of times those outside backers will sneak up on the line a little bit.
Garza, one of 15 juniors. There are 25 seniors and 11 sophomores this year on the Card varsity roster. Our second look at Mac.
See, now Ware is over here on the near side, number 4. Just creeping in just a little bit. You know he's going to go full blast and just go straight for Medina. Here he comes on the weak side. Medina gets the ball off, tried to connect Devine. Pass was a little too long, and the Tigers will have to give the ball back with 3:50 to go here in the third.
Well, now they got a punt. Now the defense has to come back. Not what they wanted here. Fourth possession resulting now in a punt for the Tigers in this half.
They've come so close to blocking one. Then goes straight up in the air. Somewhat of an Irving bounce, but the Cardinals will have it in the Irving end of the field with still 3.5 to go. Now the winner of this district, 7-6A, plays the winner of 8-6A, John. And you've got tonight the Gophers are playing Martin. But boy, it's just a dogfight for that that third and fourth place spot.
South could creep in. Arlington has yet to play Lamar. They could go to 2-2. Could have a tiebreaker. It happened a couple of years ago.
And at this point, Nimitz is in third place, so you don't know who they're going to play yet. Back to live action, Nuama on the jet sweep left. With a 15-point lead and the clock on your side, you still have a full quarter of football left to go, so I wouldn't expect MacArthur to just run it, but they have that option.
On top by 15.
You notice Fly, number 2, is back out there again as a receiver. So you have him and Nicholas over here on the near side. Maybe Marzell, remember when he kind of hurt his wrist?
Yeah, I do.
There's Nuama left side, almost good enough for a first down. So Cam Marzell, number 3, who's really explosive. He hurt his wrist, hasn't been back since, and they've opted to put their backup quarterback, Khalil Fly, out there, number 2. There's Nuama, number 1. So they've been shifting a lot of personnel back and forth here in the third quarter. And they've gone to that power offensive lineup where they have 2 guys that line up like fullbacks, and that sometimes they offset to one side. It's their linebackers is what it is. 3 seconds on the play clock. Henderson trips his way across the first down marker, and it'll be a fresh set of downs for Irving MacArthur.
He was tripped up, but was able to lunge ahead and collect the first down.
They bring Damian Ontiveros, the linebacker. They bring him in on that goal line offense. That's a new twist. We haven't seen that this year. Coach Nicholas has definitely thrown everything out tonight in the game against Irving. Over to Fly again on the wide receiver screen. Gets past one and then pushed out of bounds That'll stop the clock. Quintanilla, number 14, was out there first and made first contact, but he couldn't grab him. And Fly was able to get a couple more yards on a good second effort.
Yeah, the pass was a little high. That forced Anaya, number 22, to come over and try to bring him down, or at least force him out of bounds.
Nuama has rushed the football a few times tonight. Number 1, that is him just to the left of the quarterback. Of course, he's had 2 gigantic kickoff returns, one for a touchdown called back. When he gets in the open field, look out.
Diaz getting underneath, able to submarine and knock that one down, prevent a long gain.
Diaz with the pick 6 in the first half. At this point, it's been all MacArthur in the third quarter. Tigers play a little soft in the secondary on this third down play. Nuama off left tackle. You know, they had him stopped at the line, but a good second effort gets him close to the 30. They'll have one more play before the end of the quarter. Munoz coming in knowing he had a lot of rebuilding to do. Had a good schedule to do that, and that means he played some talent that was equal to his and able to get a couple of wins for a program that hadn't had any since 2017. It's a long time, John.
Yeah, too long in his mind, and I know you want a quick turnaround, but he knew he had a little bit of rebuilding and retooling and a lot of adjustments as a first-year coach.
Just like in the first quarter, MacArthur had the ball and you thought they were just going to let the time run out. They call a timeout right before the end of the quarter with the wind to their back. Looking at the flags now, doesn't look quite as high as it was when the game was kicked off back around 7 o'clock. It seems like maybe the wind has subsided a little bit. Nonetheless, a timeout on this 4th down and 4th call. If you're MacArthur, you're in a very good position, up by 2 scores. You've got the ball in your opponent's end of the territory, meaning you can practically call anything. If it doesn't work, so be it. You're not giving up the ball in really terrible field position. First Cardinal out on the field, Henderson, number 22, the one who looked like he might have hurt his ankle on a pass catch reception he had earlier in this quarter.
Okay, the inside receiver is Fly.
Fly, and he can fly. I think they'll give it to Henderson. They don't do that. They do it down and out and complete on the far sideline.
What a nice
Littleton,
catch.
yeah.
Man.
And a good pass, too. That's the thing about young Willis is that, one moment the guy looks like a superstar as a quarterback, and the next moment he's struggling. But this was a great pass.
Junior to sophomore, right there.
Yeah, perfect.
3 seconds left in the first half. Another timeout called as Nicholas hobbles to the sidelines.
Yeah, he was slow to get up in the secondary. Hobbled a little bit, and they can either call time or they can let the clock roll now that he's back on the sideline. It's up to the head coach, and they're not going to restart the game clock. Huh.
It's frozen.
Yeah. Back to that goal line offense with Nuama in the backfield and 2 fullbacks to the right. They all moved before the snap.
Cards think the Tigers jump first.
Ball start, offense. Tigers in the free spot, we play down. Please put 3 seconds back on the clock, please. 3 seconds on the play.
Both sides thought that was the end of the quarter, but the official said, not so fast, gentlemen. I'm going to make you reset the game clock to 3 seconds. We're going to do that play again.
At the 30, this drive started at the 48, so they've marched 18 yards.
You would think they're getting paid per penalty.
Like we get paid by the word.
Yeah, we do. All right. Replay the down. Do the same thing. Pitch to Nuama. Good pursuit. Good hit. The Tigers still playing hard despite being down by a couple of scores. And both teams have 12 minutes to prove themselves in this crosstown rivalry. MacArthur 41, Tigers 26. The final quarter after this. So we start the fourth quarter of play, second down, close to 20. Willis with a little pressure, and it collapses in a hurry.
Big stop sets up fourth down.
Big number 90, Noah Leyva, the junior, coming off the field now with the sack of the quarterback. And why not go for it at this point in the ball game? Watch Leyva, number 90, right there. Also good pursuit by Cantanero. Cantanero and Leyva both have had really good games on the front of the line. Cardinals need to get to the 15 of Irving for the first, so they can pretty much figure they're going to try for the home run. He did come back a little bit, didn't go to the yard marker. Good to see Nicholas back in there, number 8.
I meant third down, now it's fourth.
Yep.
Yeah. At the 29. One team in catch-up mode, the other team trying to hold the lead. Tigers going to insert Henry Flores and a linebacker and pull Sanders.
Yeah, the Tigers are smart. They would just play a little soft in the secondary. They only rush 3. Plenty of activity. Look at Henderson open in the flat, and they stop him about 2 yards shy.
Underneath, number 18, Ibarra. Hard tackle, about knee high. Prevented the first down. That's a bone-jarring tackle as Ibarra goes underneath.
Yeah, watch Henderson. This guy's so fast. You got to do something major like that. I mean, really, you know, they teach you to wrap up, but I think in that particular case, that was the best tackle to make.
Yeah, knocked him down hard.
Yeah, and the best way to get to it. Tigers get it back. Plenty of time in this game, but they need another big play. This is an offense that thrives on big plays. And that's what's happened tonight. 2 big plays defensively, 2 big plays offensively, both to Sampson. Otherwise, John, they've been pretty stymied tonight offensively.
Yeah, they have. They've been bottled up. Jeremiah Johnson in as a running back, number 25. Well, they've got the wind. Got 3 timeouts, trailing by 15. Not impossible.
Mac with 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, rushing from all angles. Wide open is Sampson, complete at the 35. Medina took a pretty good pounding there at the end of the play.
But he got it to him across the field, and all that's about 30 yards. I mean, he's got to throw that thing hard and wide to the outside.
That's a first down. And you just wonder why MacArthur doesn't double up number 9.
See Medina loading up. Hung it on a line, perfect.
Back to play. Handoff right side, not much there. Now the clock seems to be going a little faster.
David Perez now in number 84 is a wide out.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different new faces out there, John.
Defensive player as a receiver, looks like.
Yeah, Iden Hills, number 24, he's out there. I don't see Sanders. See far side?
Not sure that's him, no.
Picked off at the 45. Looked like the inside linebacker, Garza, number 42, just played the seam, played the zone, and read the pass, and another turnover.
He guessed, and he guessed right. And the Cards have it. And they can feel it here with 8:40 to go, leading by 15. They take over deep in Tiger territory at the 34.
From the end zone, look at 42, left of your screen.
I tried to get that to Perez. So another turnover by the Tigers, and Cards take over.
Boy, Medina got hit pretty hard as he let that one go. Henderson tippy toes through the line. Gets pretty close to 10, although they're going to mark him down at the 29. And this is temper time. This is usually temper time right
chirping.
about now, John.
Yeah. Cards trying to win for the 30th time in this series.
I was surprised it was so close in the series. 29-26 Mac coming into this one.
One time it was tied up at 26 apiece.
There goes Henderson. Cuts, slips. I believe I saw a flag come from the backside of all that.
Seems like every time Henderson is bumped one way, he bounces to the other way and gets a full head of steam.
His resiliency is just amazing, how he's able to pop free when you think that he's all tied up. It is a holding call.
Offense, number 19. 10 yards, complete for down.
Next week it'll be these same Cardinals against Richardson. At this point in time, the winless Eagles. Cardinals could have a 2-game winning streak after next week's game. Their celebration will be short-lived. I'm sure the coach will talk a little bit more about turnovers and penalties. Nuama runs tall. He's a tall runner, especially when you have Henderson out there who's a little bit shorter in stature.
Tigers in the year at Lake Highlands. It's their last game of the year.
There's Nuama there, number 1.
Fumbles, or rather turnovers, penalties, and the third is field position.
Major factors indeed. As Nuama goes left side, and you would have to think that the Tiger defensive line and maybe just the defensive guys overall have got to be pretty tired about now.
They've had to contend with a lot of weapons tonight the Cards have thrown at them.
Well, you know, since they've scored a couple of scores themselves, that means they have to go right back out there on the field. They haven't had a lot of rest.
Well, they won't have any time at all. We're going to dip in a little over 6 minutes. This play is snapped.
Anaya 22 there on the tackle. Leyva comes back in. Gaddis will check out for Irving. Anaya saying, hey, he stepped on my arm.
Here's the scar on the elbow.
Yeah. Still waiting for the game clock to start. Watch. They're at the, oh yeah, he stepped on him at the end.
Gave him the business.
Yeah.
As John Madden said once, he given him the business.
I heard a referee say that once on a call.
Did you really?
Number so-and-so giving him the business.
He decleated him.
I'm like, that's a call? Giving him the business is a call?
Yeah.
I guess MacArthur thought they were going to get charged for a personal foul. They huddled up back at their 50. Well, after everything is said and done, Henderson goes out in the flats. They try to hit him, and it goes out of bounds, incomplete.
Number 22 on number 22.
Yep, it was Anaya, just the guy we were talking about.
At about the 22.
Yeah. Some crazy numbers you're throwing at me.
Hey, it's been a game of numbers tonight.
So the Cardinals turn the football over, and Irving High will get it back with 6:04 to go. And still needing 15 points to tie. The way this game has gone, who knows? But they've got to get a big play. That's for sure. That's been the difference for them. Where is Sampson? That's the guy to look for. Medina. Not a lot of room. The pressure has really, really come on strong. Talina, number 51. We've called his name out a few times here in the second half. Look, they rush 5. Daniel picked up the blitz pretty good.
But then you go into retreat mode, you're outnumbered, and nowhere to hide.
Well, he's got time here. Bounces it to Sampson. Another penalty flag. Probably a hold against Irving. Once again called by the referee, Guy Redfern.
Holding. Offense number 65. 10 yards from free spot. Replay down.
I think maybe the offensive line is getting tired as well for Irving High.
You know, you can tell his shoulders kind of sagging and really don't have that bounce to the step. Now the line of scrimmage was a 30, or is a 30.
Yeah,
Where it started.
They got to get to the 40 just to get a first. High snap, handoff right side. There's some room for Vine. Vine waits, 35. Look at there. A second down call that many might call conservative. And Vine picks his way for nearly enough for the first down. They're 5 yards shy on the third down.
Well, Vine able to slither through and off to the races.
A little move right there. In the flats. That's good enough for a first. Stops the clock. Just over 5 minutes to go.
Gave Hobbs White a little extra shove there. Number 17 at the end. $14-0 at the end of the first quarter. The Cards led 28-26 at the break. Have scored 13 in the third.
Sampson right here on the near side, one-on-one with Hobbs White, the corner. We haven't seen him go to Sampson for a while. Medina with no room whatsoever. It looked like he tried to go around his left tackle to find some space to throw the football, and it just didn't develop for him.
Yeah, number 65 trying to fight off that block, Isaac Rodriguez, the senior.
And that is Webb. Webb is now in at quarterback.
Frederick Webb, a sophomore, in relief.
There's Medina on the sidelines right now. No one's talking to him, but he looks like he's just rubbing his shoulder a little bit. Vine with the completion at the 40. That was the original line of scrimmage. And if they don't have Medina in there, who has a much stronger arm, then your play calling gets to be a little limited, and time is running out. I mean, there's not a trainer talking to Medina. He's just by himself. Looks like he's just stretching the shoulder a little bit. He has taken a beating. Oh, Vine, nice catch at the 50. Medina has taken a beating here in the second half as the Cardinals have dialed up the blitz and really applied the pressure on the starting quarterback.
Vine had to kind of twist around and make the catch and hold on to it. All right, nice job. Cardinals, or the Tigers, only have one more home game this season. It'll be on a Thursday here against Jesuit, next to the last game of the year.
Cardinals with about 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Daniel, not much there, wrapped up by Ontiveros. On a 4th down play, and the Tigers have to turn it over.
Mac's last 2 possession, the ball has gone over on downs. The Tigers have just run out. That goes over on downs, and the Cards, for the 3rd consecutive possession, will set up shop in Irving Tiger territory.
You know, the Tigers have just lost their step. You could just see they're deflated as they came off the field. And this is for the Cardinals to win, and Henderson may have icing on the cake. Henderson with the speed, 50 yards, touchdown Cardinals.
His 4th of the night.
No flags, a basic dive right side. Once he got past the linebackers, that was it. Wasn't even close, and you can just turn out the lights on this one.
Cardinals are going to collect their 1st district win of the year, only their 2nd win overall. Albert Becerra with a PAT.
What a night for Henderson. He has had a game of the year for him, John. It all started in the first half.
Yeah, this came following the Irving Tiger turnover. Henderson's 1st to 4. That's from 5 yards out. And then Henderson from 7 here in the second half. Reverses course as Henderson able to elude just about everybody. A little head fake there is ushered out of bounds at about the 15. And then on the receiving end of this long pass play, had to go down low, tripped up. But it'll set up another touchdown, and Henderson with 49 yards untouched.
He's averaging almost 8 yards every time he touches the football. It seems like he has dialed up more than 129 yards, but that's where he's at right now.
Is that what he has?
Yep, just 17 carries. 17 carries for 129 yards. Quite a night for the running back. Here comes Vine on the return. Flipped upside down at the 34. Now let's keep an eye on Medina and see if he returns, or it's going to be Webb, the sophomore.
You know, the Cards put 50 on the board. Their 1st game of the year, beat Adamson 50-3. 2nd most offensive points of the season tonight for Mac.
It's going to be Webb, number 16.
Nice highlight package put together by our crew, highlighting Javarian Henderson. Almost 130 yards of rushing tonight. He's got 2 more years.
The Tigers on offense, they have, let's see, 6, 7 sophomores that get playing time.
Yeah, I believe so. 7.
Yeah, Bowie, Wilkins, Webb's a sophomore. David Perez is a sophomore. Their left guard's a sophomore. And they got a couple of starters on the defensive side as well. I mean, not juniors, but sophomores who, still have 2 more years to go. Bowie left side. Bodies fly.
People get out of the way on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. That's when the chain gang can be calling their orthopedic surgeon if they're not careful.
Yeah, if you don't drop those well ahead of time, you're going to get run over.
Was it the Longhorn game or the Alabama game where one of the players fell on the chain? Although the guys had done their job and dropped it.
They did drop it.
I'm still waiting for that invention where they put chips inside the football, and then you can tell exactly where the football is on the field at any time, and you don't need a yard marker.
Now, you're one of these guys who would like an automated umpire, right?
No.
No electronic
No.
box?
Just for the first down. That's all I'm asking for is automation for the first down. That way there's no right foot, left foot. It's just, it is where it's at. I mean, if you can put the yellow lines needed for the first on TV, don't you think that's only just a few code writers away?
Yeah, it could be right around the corner.
Why not a penalty or 2 here to round out this game?
What do we have, 100 yards and penalties in the first half?
Yes.
100.
Offsides, defense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
There's 5 more on the offsides.
Yeah, we'll probably get close to 200 in the game.
Do you like the term false start or illegal procedure? Days of old, it was a legal procedure.
Yeah, why not? Let's stick with that.
Okay.
This is Wilkins pushed out of bounds. Again, with your starting quarterback on the bench, you're pretty handcuffed what you can do offensively for Irving. Wilkins is one of those sophomores we were telling you about. Nimitz Vikings, they were on a roll, the other Irving team. They ran into a buzzsaw last night right here at home against Jesuit, lost big, 49-14.
That's big.
They had it within 2 touchdowns at half, but couldn't score anything in the second half. In fact, Jesuit did such a great job of containing Eric Williams, the star running back for Nimitz. MacArthur fans with the little flashlights saying, hey, hey, bye-bye.
In unison. There we go.
Under a minute to go. Wilkins left side, and not a lot of room there. Some backups for MacArthur.
Yeah, that's good. He's getting some carries. I mean, the game out of reach. Trying to run tough. And a little separation here.
Why not?
Somebody lost it. Wilkins lost his helmet. Has to come out.
Both teams come in averaging about giving up 4 touchdowns. And both teams coming in averaging 2 touchdowns a score. And Irving doubled that offensively, and the Tigers, they quadrupled that. And that's been the big key in tonight's ball game. This is Daniel right up the pipe. It's a first down. That'll probably stop the clock one final time. We'll have one more play to go before we put this one in the record books.
And it will be the 30th win for the Cards in this all-time series. They have now won the last 4.
The handoff, the tackle, and that should do it. First down for the Irving Tigers.
Needed to get, well, here you go, about more yardage marked off.
5 more yards. I thought Coach Munoz was just signaling his guys to come on over and let's let the clock wind down. Both sides already have players lined up to shake hands after the game.
Yeah, they have.
Now they wind up the clock, and I don't think there'll be another snap. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I doubt it. And that's it. Game number 56 between these two schools in the books. Cardinals big winners, 48-26. Second win of the season for Coach Nicholas, as he keeps an eye on his players as they exchange handshakes after the game. We will wrap this bad boy up in a moment. Stay with us.